Morning, folks. Today's soap is going to be from Italian Barber. This is Razor Rock. What's the puck? It's probably been a while since anybody's seen this one here. It is a hard puck. This is a blue barbershop scent. It is very hard. That's what it looks like there on the inside. It will come out of a container if you wanted to take it out and lather it from there. I usually just scrape it out, and I've got it whipped up here with a horsehair brush here from Vie Long. There we go. Wooden handle. And that's what it looks like there in the scuttle. Like I say, it's not drippy wet, but it is moist. It's got a, in case you might say, somewhat hydrated. But yeah, it looks pretty good down there. I would recommend probably one of what most people refer to as bloom, this one here, in order to get it to soften up a little bit before you make it a little bit easier to lather. Also going to be using the matching aftershave. Now the link down I got below is for the soap that is the same scent as this one here. It's just not the hard puck form. And razor of the day. The blade I'm going to be using is this one here is a Supermax. It comes double wrapped, and they got it's really hard to see, but right there, there's a note telling you not to wipe it, but to rinse it really well and shake it dry. That's the little message they have with theirs. I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning, and I'm going to be already used the Proraso pre-shave cream. The shaver is this is Occam's safety razor. It's been out of stock for a good long moment, maybe it might come back. I'm not sure. It's still on the website, so maybe the intention is to have it come back. That's what the end of the handle looks like. You can kind of see what it looks like underneath. This is the full open comb. It comes with 3 plates and 2 caps. This one here is the smooth cap. There's one with a line to help somebody get some idea where they're at on the cap if you're just starting out shaving with a safety razor. But the sale price on this one here was, I think, like $54.50, $55. And I think regular price for the whole smear was $75. So if it ever comes back in stock, it might be something interesting looking at. I've got, like I say, I got a link down below if you want to take a look at it to get some kind of idea of what this razor is all about. I guess you might say a nice little kit to start out with. This one here's the full open comb, and then there's one that's partially open, and then there's one with the scallop safety bar. I guess you might say something that most people are more familiar with seeing. But it's a pretty nice little razor. Can't complain about it. I've shaved with it before, and it's a nice little setup especially for somebody just starting out trying to get their mind wrapped around how to shave like this. It'd be definitely a good start, especially at that price point. But Blue Barbershop is definitely a barbershop scent. Now, in the next video I have set up, there is another one that's, I guess you might say, more readily available, and it is a hard puck form. And it's a blue one, except for it's a clean. The label is blue, but the scent is a clean barbershop, if you will. And it's a hard puck form. Kind of inexpensive, I guess you might say. Sometimes you'll find the whole lineup either in stick form or puck form, where you could save some money if you want to buy the whole setup in a way of stick soap or get it in puck form. You can kind of tell this lathered up pretty nice. Didn't take a whole lot of effort at all. Any rate, if you're interested in hard pucks, if you've never tried one, this might be a way to try it because they're not real expensive. I'm wanting to say, if you buy them individually, I think they're $4.99, something like that. Not real expensive at all. As it goes for the matching aftershave for the lineup, it's kind of hit miss as it goes for are they in stock and being available. I know a while back they had them in stock, and the only one I've got so far is this one here. I have a tendency to like to use, I guess you might say, other aftershaves along with some of them that I already have, that I feel like that would work well with them. And if you're wondering about the full open comb here, I don't feel like it's aggressive. Maybe a medium, maybe. Probably depends on what blade you use. Um, the blade they were recommending was a feather blade, and it does come with feather blades. I just decided for this particular shape I would go ahead and go with this Supermax, and it's a pretty smooth shave. Got something in my eye right there. It's a pretty smooth shave so far. You can feel the blade there, but it's not, in other words, over. Oh, the feel is not, aggressive or anything like that. Just enough to let you know that it's there. Some people might consider it a medium aggressive, maybe. It feels pretty smooth for me, for what I'm used to. Weather around here today, we're supposed to be getting the wintry mix. We got a winter storm advisory out. With the wind chill, it's a -8. It's 15 degrees out there last time I checked. I think the high is supposed to be 22, 25, something like that. And the low is not too far from it. Not a whole lot of a difference in between the high and the low today. It's supposed to be pretty. I went out, hey, you had to take the trash cans to the curb. Well, I did that this morning before I got started. And no longer when I was out there. It's, with the wind blowing and whatnot, it is cold. The sleet and snow hasn't showed up just yet, but it's supposed to be on its way. Some schools have already said that they're not going to be open today, that they're going to be doing virtual learning. Most of this is not supposed to start until kids go to school or you're on your way to work if you're going to the office. So it's kind of a bad timing type thing. In other words, the kids will already be at school when the worst of it's already been here. Then try to get the kids back home. Some areas that's probably not going to be a good thing, where there's a lot of bus routes. Especially nowadays with the option of being able to virtually learn. Everybody just work from their laptops days like today. That way, they like I say, they don't have to hassle with the slick roads and getting the kids back home. So far, our school district, I think they were waiting to see how the weather was going to develop. See if, because once again, we're close to that line. If it moves a little bit further this direction, it'll be like this. If it moves this way, it's going to be like that. So I'm sure they were waiting for a little bit firmer weather update on where we were going to fit into this mess. I paint, and when I whip up my lather in a bowl, I swirl, and this knot works well for me. This, especially with the loft. Not everybody will appreciate this kind of brush, with especially that kind of loft, because the backbone, if you're used to really pushing in on your knot, this one here is pretty soft. Not a whole lot of backbone, in other words. But if you swirl to whip up your lather like this, and if you're a painter like me, these knots are great, fantastic. But they're not for everyone. The blade feel is really noticeable on the against the grain pass. As it goes for weight of the razor, I think it's 3.5 ounces. Some might consider it a heavyweight. It's easy to use. Have no problem finding the angle. I do like the weight. Let the weight of the razor, sharpness of the blade do the work. It's a pretty nice razor. At that price point, you know, for some people it might be worth a try, especially with the 2 different caps and the 3 different base plates, and may make it worthwhile if they ever get it back in stock. I think it's been out of stock for about, I'm want to say about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. It's been a good moment. It's kind of like if you've seen Chris's video with the Broman. The Broman's, the website's still up, but it's been out of stock for, once again, about 2 years. So whether they plan on bringing the razor back or whatever the case might be, hopefully they will. Especially this one here. The Broman is a alum block here with the rubber band. The Broman is a pretty mild razor, so it'd be good for a number of folks that need a razor like that, easy to use. Now I've never shaved my head, but I would think it might be a good one for the head, with the flexible head that it's got. Got just a little bit of stinging right here on each side, which is, with this particular razor, that's pretty typical. Where the things start to get a little bit more densely populated, there's going to be more stinging. Just a tiny bit right here on each side, but those areas, it's pretty thick and dense right through there. Yeah, it's not uncommon for me to end up with a little bit of stinging in those areas from time to time. Witch hazel, Humphreys, unscented. This witch hazel bottle here is going to last forever, it seems like. Been using it for a little while, and that's all the further I've got. And that's still quite a bit left in the container. I could already feel how the witch hazel's interacting with my face, where it had places where it was stinging. Seems to be calming down quite a bit. Stinging wasn't, you know, enormous by any means, but it was stinging. It was letting you know. All right. I think what I was planning on doing is in the next video I was going to kind of do a mix and match kind of sort of thing with the aftershave and the soap. With a clean barbershop scent, it kind of gives you the opportunity to mix up, you know, 2 different scents and see how they play with each other. This is a very light scent. It's not heavy in my opinion. So in other words, if later on, especially per my nose, if you're going to use a EDT or something of the sort, I don't see a problem with, you know, mixing the 2 up, because this one here is present, it is there, but I don't feel like it's a strong scent, at least per my nose. It's not this morning. Tomorrow morning could be a different story. I had a great shave this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and today, of course, stay warm. Smooth shaves to you.